Ladies and gentlemen, you are now in the heart of the storm. This is episode number 9 of HotsCast. HotsCast is your source for all things Heroes of the Storm, the forthcoming hero brawler game from Blizzard Entertainment. I am your host, Vincent, a.k.a. Rillandoon. With me, as always, are my intrepid co-hosts, Mike, a.k.a. Fimless.
Hello, hello! And my quick and witty remark is, I get up and nothing gets me down. You got it tough. I've seen the toughest around.
Very nice.
Jump, jump. Jump.
Everybody
I think
jump.
I got through 140 characters. I'm done.
There you go. Yes, with the jumps. And Kaylee, a.k.a. Nerdy Jar.
Hi, everybody. And this is my first night recording with my new awesome mic. So please let me know how it sounds. Twitter me. Tweet me.
I am awesome.
I, for one, think it sounds awesome.
I agree.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
So let's get right into it. And at this point, I was going to make a notation of the timestamp so I can remember it for the recording.
Bless you.
Excuse me, I cough a little bit. I'm glad I can edit this out in post. Sorry to the video.
Not on the video.
That I can't.
If you're watching the video, you're getting it all.
Sorry about that.
Getting it all.
Getting it all raw.
That was not cool.
Live and raw.
I was just about to start getting into some old dirty bastard right there, but I'll leave that one go. First up in today's feature section, we'll be discussing the most recent of the Heroes Developer Q&As, the third in the series. This one covering the art of Heroes with guests, one of which was international geek god Samwise Didier. Didier? I always forget.
Didier.
Is it Didier?
Didier.
I've heard people say Didier.
It's French, I guess. I don't know.
It's French.
It is French.
He did say
Didier.
during the Q&A, accoutrement, and he pronounced it right, so it must be Didier.
Yes. So he,
Yes.
Must be.
So, Kaylee, what were your thoughts on the developer Q&A?
Oh, well, what didn't I love about it? First thing, I did want to nerd out for a moment. I know. I want to nerd out for a moment because they went into, like, talking about theoretically how the heroes are going to react to each other when they first come into the Nexus. You know, they just got transported from their respective universes. They're confused. They're seeing things they've never seen before. Who the heck is Arthas? Who the heck is this Diablo guy? And they're talking about, like, what's going through their minds. I was so just like, oh.
Yes.
So, you know, for all the lore nerds, they're like, oh my god, they actually have something in this game. Because, I don't know, in most MOBAs I've seen, they haven't really been big into lore-based. So the fact that they're even thinking about that just makes me happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that they talked
that
about
they're
that interaction and how they're going to be goofy with it. You know, like they're going to be, like Arthas is going to say to Diablo, I forget what they said, but like, who are you exactly? Like something along those lines. Like, because they're not going to know each other. Who
are you supposed to be?
Getting into that level of detail. Yeah. Now I don't know about you guys, but graphics and art style has always been very important to me in gaming. At point in case, I hated EverQuest. I could not play. Bless you. I could not play EverQuest because it was just hideously ugly for me because I went from playing Ultima Online to playing that, and it just felt so polygonal and pixelated and like this forced 3D world that should not have been 3D yet because the technology wasn't there. And I've always been like that in games. Art style and art is so important to me. That's one of the things. I mean, I love Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is not half the game that WoW is, but the art style is so, excuse me, so unique that, you know, something that really drew me into the game. So seeing this concept art, seeing the change that they made, that was one of the big things in the Q&A where they talked about the ramp up of art. They actually added 30% more color saturation and color depth. And they showed, if you didn't watch the video, you really need to watch the video. They actually showed a sweep across the screen of old to new graphics. What a difference. What an incredible difference.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And yes, Heroes of the
really
Stream,
cool.
Evercrap, yes.
Yes. The cool thing was they really went into the way they came up with things like the Raven Court and stuff, and then like the changes they want to make, and they showed like hey, here's the ogre in the Dragon Thing Shire, and here's the ogre in the court, and the differences and why they made those changes, and they're really trying to make everything, even the the peons, unique and for those little areas, and like the different people that supposedly live in these areas and stuff. They're actually talking about that, like you were saying with the lore. They're like, yes, in Dragonshire everybody is a noble and there are no little workers and everything. And then they're like in Ravencourt though, yeah, exactly. So, and then the Ravencourt, I guess they were also looking at like, okay, it's more like a vampire area, like undead and that kind of thing, where it's more that kind of land, and death is around there all over. So that was kind of nifty, like you're saying with the thing. It's kind of, I think what we were talking about, the Kerrigan, or we were talking about the different things, and one of the things they were talking about was the Countess Kerrigan, and it was really like Bride of Frankenstein meets Castlevania. Like that was like my take on it. Was like it was so cool.
Yeah, oh God, Countess Kerrigan, so cool. Like forget Arthas, no longer hard. My favorite. Oh God, when I saw Countess Kerrigan, I was like, nope.
Oh, she was crazy. Done. Yeah, she was definitely Bride of Frankenstein meets Castlevania right there. It was perfect.
Yes, they did a fantastic job with that. Yeah. So. The Ravencourt, like it feels so like Edgar Allan Poe meets Tim Burton meets Blizzard. Like, I love that, absolutely. Like, that combination of those three. And I love the fact that it's ruled over by the Raven Lord, and as of right now, they don't even know who that is. Yep. So I can't wait to see what they do with that. And they're going to come out with either some kind of a book, graphic novel, comic tie-in, and I can't freaking wait for that. The one question I had with all of that when they were talking about it, but of course we couldn't ask questions except beforehand, was they're talking about all these skins that go with the particular battleground, but the question would be like, if you have the normal skin for Kerrigan on, do you become the Countess Kerrigan at that point, or is that one you have to buy and you can just put it on whatever you want? I mean, they didn't really say that. I believe it's optional.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's just you buy it and that's it. But
right, because they mentioned something about if such and such is your favorite. I forget who it was. At some point, somebody said something about if this is your favorite skin, then you can roll with that at all times. So I think it's going to be at any time you can choose whatever. It's not just default. You're in the Ravencourt, then you get that skin. Speaking of the Ravencourt, that Demon Hunter. The vampire hunter that they showed.
Yeah, yes. We've seen that one before, awesome. I think. But it is very cool.
We did, but not that much up close. Like, we didn't get that good of a look.
That was the other thing. Remember, they talked about the zooming in the characters. Yeah, remember the zooming in the characters they were talking about with the store and the character zoom-ins and really being able to see them, and that how much they added to the... improved the graphics, because when they started zooming in, when they weren't these little tiny characters on the screen, they're like, well, we really need to make this better. They did that, and then those little characters are that, and so they just shrunk them down, and they have that fidelity if you get down in there and look at them, which is going to be really cool.
Well, and like you're talking about the details, one of the notes that I made, it just shows that Blizzard is really trying to capture the essence of each map in the details. Like, they're really map focused with this game versus, with League, where we've been talking about, it's very champion focused. So, I think that they're really going above and beyond and blowing everyone's expectations out of the water with these details and this artwork. I'm just thrilled.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I do love the map direction.
Yeah, one of the things that the Nexus podcast talked about when they did their show was that they said that you had me at a Shield of Shields. When they showed the ogre that had the shield made of shields, and then the sword made of swords, and they were talking about a helmet made of helmets, and where can you go with this?
Phenomenal.
So that was just cool that like they went that route. It's like, okay, I've got all these shields from all these things. What do I do with it? I put them on another shield and make it into one big shield. So of course that's what you do.
It really seems like they said to Samwise, just go nuts, buddy. Like, do whatever you want. And basically we are getting the coolest game ever made because of it.
Yeah, their whole art team is pretty amazing. So I mean, it's
the artwork team is outstanding.
Yeah. And one of the things honestly, they did say they just kind of do whatever. They let them kind of go off and try stuff. So
right, yeah, pitch it like whatever you want, pitch it. Yeah. But what company do you know of that has such a distinct art style that you can just look at one thing and say, "Oh, that's Blizzard"? Like literally, what gaming company do you know that you can look at that? Like just look at one character. You don't even have to know who the character is. All you have to see is one art piece. That's Blizzard. Like you just know it. It's that thickness to everything, and like the big like they said, the big shoulders. What do they call it? Changing out the shoulder pads and the tiaras.
Yeah,
they made that mention at one point. Yeah. But that is just so iconic of Blizzard, that art style. And God, just seeing all of them merged into one, like it's amazing. And I love concept art. I get so geeked up over concept art. Like I love the art books that come out with the WoW expansions for all the concept art. So as they're showing those things, you know, I just everything they were showing me just made me want to play the game that much more. And the up-resing of all the characters was incredible, especially Nova and Uther when they showed the difference from, you know, pre-zoom in to now with the zoom in. Oh, yeah. These characters look amazing.
Nova,
amazing. Yeah. It's incredible the level of detail that they're able to get out of these characters. Yep, so I'm really just geeking out over the artwork of it. And you'd think that an art Q&A would not be nearly as I don't know, interesting.
Well, they had something to show, which I think was really great. It's supposed that they didn't just go, oh, yeah, we'll answer some questions. They're like, oh, look, here's some art, and like, here's a thing of it moving, and here's some stuff we're showing you.
Right.
And that was where really it went well. Now, I do have to mention that as much as it was a pretty awesome Q&A, they had a problem at the beginning.
Oh gosh!
With their stream, with their stream. No, and it was amazing. Yeah. What was actually amazing to me, and I said that about 4 times now, is the reaction on Twitter. There was about 8,000 Twitter tweets to Blizzard saying, your stream screwed up. Your stream screwed up. Your stream screwed up. Yeah, and it was just like it just exploded, and I think it was trending. I think it trended for a little while there. Is messed up stream? No, I don't know. It should have. Given how many tweets there were, it should have been trending. Like your stream screwed up. Should have been hashtag screwed up stream. Yeah, but it was
lasted for like the first 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, it seemed longer than it was. It felt like it was really long, and it was like
it felt long. Yeah.
Somebody had a window in the background with the stream on.
With the actual
can't say I you learn quickly.
Did you notice at one point too?
Sorry, yes, that's the positive stuff.
The channel was going right to left.
Yes,
did you notice that too at some points? Like it would bounce from one ear to the other.
I think they were trying to fix it.
No, yeah, I did it first because I just bought a new set of headphones for work, and I was watching it at work, and I'm thinking, oh, you're kidding me! I just bought these. Tell me they're failing already.
Yeah, I think they were trying to fix
it. Kaylee.
So yeah.
Yeah, and it bounced the audio channels.
Yeah. They're like, well,
just my one last comment about the Q&A that really stuck out to me was the thing everybody's kind of been asking about is skins, right? And they're talking about how they've officially kind of announced they're going to have skins. I'm like, yes, and then they went into voiceovers, so they're not even just going to make the cool new artwork with the skins. They're also going to have like little voiceover changes with the champs or
some
the
of them,
heroes. Sorry,
anything that makes sense.
So that's like super cool.
Yeah, they said they definitely have plans for that. Some scream for that and some don't. Depends on what they want to do and prioritize. I mean, all of it sounds like they basically take all the ideas and they make a big list and they move them up and down and say, this is the best, then we're going to go down that list. So everything may be done just sooner or later. You know, that's really where it is. So
everybody bug Blizzard and tell them that you want a lot of cool voiceovers because I want a lot of cool voiceovers.
And they're pretty. They can do voiceovers so easily that it should be like nothing for them. They have the studio. They have everything all set up. It takes them no time whatsoever.
Right.
Yes.
Other than maybe finding the talent. And if they already have it, Metzen can do them all, right?
Diablo 3 is proof that they can really write interaction between multiple characters well. Yeah, Mercablo is wonderful, by the way. And the gameplay, oh gosh, Mercablo is great. Yeah. But, Mercablo voice. But, gosh. Here's what the stream wants us to do our best Mercablo voices. I nominate Char to go first.
We're doing a Murloc? Is that the idea?
I disagree with that nomination.
No, not a Murloc. A Mercablo.
A Mercablo?
No, I don't know.
I can do
thing.
Yeah, right. Demonic.
Here, wait, we have to have him up there.
That's my best Murloc.
Everybody get their...
By the way, Nevik mentioned when we were recording
get those out.
Heroically Random that Diablo always comes out at least once during an episode. Yeah.
It's true.
He has to come out and play. Diablo.
My 6-year-old said that she doesn't like Kerrigan very much.
She's kind of scary.
She thinks Kerrigan's scary. Yeah, Kerrigan's scary. But she did say that Arthas is her favorite. Oops.
He's cute.
Shut the stand.
As you drop his hand.
Arthas is cute.
Pretty cute.
He's cute.
He's got a cute little Frostmourne.
He's probably the cutest of the three. But yeah, they had some... I thought the questions were okay.
Hungers.
Yes, exactly.
You think that'll come up?
That'd be cool. I think, you know what they need? You know who they need as a champion? I figured it out. One of the heroes. We need the big bad wolf from Karazhan. Because then he can go, run away, little girl.
Run away.
That would be awesome. He needs to be a hero. Right. Big bad wolf. That's next hero. We need one. Gosh. Big bad wolf has to be in there.
Wow.
That would be awesome. And he can run around going, run away, little girl. Run away, little girl. Yeah, that'd be awesome. His ultimate, he can like turn into the Wicked Witch of the West or something like that. And then cast spells.
Well, what were the 3 different ones you would get in Karazhan?
Which it's the Oz, Romeo and Romeo and Julianne, and Romulo and Julianne. That's her name. Yes. It's Oz, Romulo, and what was the other one? Well, how come I'm blanking out?
Who didn't have Romulo's poison vial?
I wanted to get that poster set too. What was the third one? Oh my gosh!
It was Big Bad Wolf, Oz, and Romulo.
Oh yeah, that's the 3: Big Bad Wolf, Oz, and Romulo. Because Oz was the other one. Yes.
Yep.
Right.
It was cool. That was one of my favorite. Even though I would be annoyed with whatever the pick was, that whatever we got, I'd be like, no, not that one. I hate that one. Right. But it was always
no matter what it was.
No matter what it was. It was I hate that one. No, not that one. I hate that one.
Oz dropped my hunter weapon, I think, or hunter shoulders or something.
Well, that was always the thing. Yeah, that was always the problem. Is depending upon which one you got, that was the loot. So it was like, I don't need anything from these guys.
Oh, yeah, that determined your loot table. Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, we shouldn't reminisce on WoW. But anyway, yeah, Big Bad Wolf would be awesome.
Big Bad Wolf would be awesome.
But yes, because he has to say "Run away, little girl." Just has to do that. They did talk about the seasonal stuff. They asked the question about the seasonal. Actually, you asked that question, but they picked somebody else's version of that one.
But somebody else.
So they are going to support. Yeah, they love supporting the seasons, and they will probably have tons of seasonal skins. They're going to try to do a little bit of pop culture stuff, but really that's copyright stuff. So it's harder.
Yeah, they got
to
be
do
careful.
That pop culture stuff. You notice when they do pop culture in WoW, it's always like twisted so that it kind of is implied but not really.
Right,
like Harris Pilton,
like the human wizard Harris Pilton, or the human wizard named Barnes, who's sitting in front of a bookshelf in the tower in Hellfire Peninsula.
Yes.
And he's a lord in front of a bookshelf. He's a lord, right? Lord Barnes.
He's a lord.
Yes.
Lord Barnes.
Yes.
Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
So So that was cool. It was nice to see that.
You guys had a question that was read. I forget what question they had read, though.
Here's the stream had what kind of artist freedom have you given the artist for skins?
Yes.
So they're talking about how all the ideas are considered, and they have a list that goes on, and basically what's geeking us the most. They said, what if so-and-so was wearing pajamas? And then it happens, and then they go and do it.
Right.
Exactly.
No, that sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
But then somebody sketches it, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, let's do that. Cool. That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Arthas in pajamas. I think that would be good.
Arthas in Hello Kitty pajamas.
Hello Kitty? I was thinking Ducky. Hello Kitty might be good.
No, Hello Kitty. Come
Hello
on,
Kitty?
It's got to be
Okay.
Hello Kitty.
Hello
But
Kitty.
it can't be Hello Kitty. Hello.
No, because it's Hello
Merla Kitty.
Yeah, there you go. Hello
Hello
Merla
Merla
Kitty.
Kitty.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Arthas in Hello Merla Kitty pajamas. Yes. That would be awesome.
Trademark HotsCast.
Trademark HotsCast.
It's ours.
That's right. Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, so it's very cool. And then
really,
we had
ours.
ours.
Having fun with it. Yes. We one of the
second time in a row.
That's right. I submitted 3. They picked just the one. They favorited 2, but they only read the one.
Because one was the other
which
one.
Which was right from an artist an artistic perspective. Basically, how do you feel about merging these 3 beloved worlds into one game? And I loved Sam Wise's response. It was shoot, I don't have it in front of me. What was the exact word?
It's
I don't
the holy grail of all games.
The holy grail. That's it. Yes, I was about to say the Nirvana, but that's different.
Holy grail of all games, and they've been saying they've been
context.
wanting to do a fighting game, a Blizzard fighting game for ages.
Yeah.
And they basically, this is just as cool, and basically having a group all together wearing different skins. Anyone can play the aspect Blizzard that they like. It's awesome. So if you don't like, you only like WoW, you could just play WoW Heroes. Or if you just like StarCraft, you can just play StarCraft Heroes if you want. Or you can do whatever you want. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're going to have enough heroes of each type from each universe.
I hope they have 5,
never
at least
have
5
to
of each,
cross streams.
No, don't cross the streams.
I'm sure.
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Howard Ramis. We have to say, folks, we are recording this on February 24th, Monday, February 24th, and unfortunately, Howard Ramis, a hero to all of us geeks out there, passed away today at the age of 69. So, going to pour one out for you, buddy, except I'm really not going to pour any
Diablo
on my desk. But
raise your Diablo.
My Ghostbuster friend.
Raise your Diablo to him.
And the worst part is, it actually, they've been talking about this for years. It actually looked like a Ghostbusters 3 was on the horizon. Bill Murray finally said that he was willing to consider it. But now...
Maybe they'll do it now.
Who knows?
Just in his honor. And they could do a Max Headroom version of him.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but dude, if you actually start looking through his IMDb page, you see how much Howard Ramis has affected
He's director
the
and
geekosphere, just at large. So have to pay respects to that man. He is a legend, huge part of my childhood. Much respect.
Yep.
Definitely. I think we pretty much covered everything from the Q&A, unless either of you have anything else that you wanted to point out.
No, I think that was pretty good. Most of the things
I guess
we talked
before we
about.
move on, I didn't put this in the notes, but we should talk about the fact that they played Dragonshire for the first time.
Yeah, the revamped
this was
one.
This was the first revamped Dragonshire, and I don't know about you guys, I thought the map looked phenomenal. I love the concept. Yep. You've got 2 points of contention, 2 shrines, one at the very north, one at the very south. So picture this as top lane, bottom lane. And then if your team controls those, you have the opportunity to go to the Dragon Shrine and become a Dragon Knight. You have 1 toon on your team that can become the Dragon Knight on a 30-second oops, sorry for banging my desk, on a 30-second timer. And
he just
basically
destroys.
Destroys. And I love how much Dustin Browder was geeking out over the punting ability.
Oh, yes.
And then they specifically showed the Dragon Knight punting characters halfway across the map. That was awesome. Fantastic. That was so cool watching the Dragon Knight punt those characters. And you can tear stuff apart as the Dragon Knight. I mean, he just rips through
stuff.
But they made a point of talking about the strategic aspect of even the choice of what character jumps into the Dragon Knight. Because if you notice, I believe it was either red or blue team, whoever had him, they had Zeratul jump into the Dragon Knight each time because Zeratul has a blink. So as soon as the Dragon Knight either dies or expires, your character is left standing right where that Dragon Knight is, not where you picked it up. So as Zeratul, you could blink out real quick, so he could just stay in melee until the very last second, lay down damage and not have to worry about distancing himself, and then blink out. Yeah. No, Again, that strategic aspect of the maps, I love that. I love that. And you notice that they keep calling them battlegrounds?
Yes.
Because these really are battlegrounds. They're not maps. Yep. They are battlegrounds. There are objectives. There are strategic points. Perfection. Love it.
The one other thing I noticed during that, since we're moving on to that part, is the spectator mode. One of the things I noticed in this particular time is the insane zoom range. Did you see when they zoomed way out and you could see more? Like, they zoomed, and I assume it's just for spectator, but who knows? But you could zoom all the way in and all the way out. They showed almost the whole map. When they zoomed out one time, they were showing a huge section, which I think would be awesome for spectator and for casting. Because usually you're like, you gotta jump over here and jump over here. It would be very cool to be able to kind of come out and then go back in, or zoom, move around by basically be able to see what's going on. Or if there's like fights happening in a couple places, you can kind of zoom out and see, oh look, and over here in the mid lane, and while they're at the top and doing this, you can see. So you can kind of see kind of the overview, and then maybe zoom in to see the specifics when it's happening. I think that's going to be really cool if they leave it that way. If
I agree. Yeah, for spectator mode, that's going to be amazing. I really hope they do.
Yep. I told you, I'm really, really, really excited to start doing commentating matches. I really want to get into that. I actually I want to do that one that they put out. The video that they did, like, it's not really a contest, whatnot. I don't know if you looked at that at all. It's a 7.2 gigabyte download.
Yep.
The video.
Well, it's a full size video. Yeah. I think it's a full
it's huge.
HD.
Yes.
Well, the biggest problem is, of course,
before,
not understanding all the pieces.
It takes me a long time.
Yeah, we'll start it going and go to bed, and then it'll be done in the morning.
That's what I need to do. I just every time I think about it, it's like, oh, I'll do that while I'm doing this. Nope.
Yes. Yeah, it's the biggest problem, I think, is that in some ways, you don't have control over what's doing. You casting it after the fact is a little bit harder, I think, in some, because while it's happening, of course, obviously it's like, oh my god, whatever. But you also don't have either somebody or you controlling what you're looking at. You're basically just at the mercy of what they're doing and popping you around. Now, generally, I believe, of course, the casters don't sit there and move it around themselves. At least the higher end ones, they have a person sitting there, going to the things that are happening, and then they just kind of talk about it. But if they say, and then look in that mid lane, and then the guy can actually move it there, as opposed to, in this one, you can't move it to see the action. So
in this particular one that they put out, right?
Because you have a video of it.
Anytime it's a two person cast, like tournaments and whatnot, whenever there's two, it always seems like there's a third person controlling.
And they even pointed out the person in the last match, the one they showed after this Q&A. They actually said, and this guy is going to be doing, moving the thing around. So that was very nice.
I believe I don't remember his name, but his title was Assistant CM.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I think it was Assistant CM. I forget his name, though. Kevin something, maybe.
No idea.
I forget. Yeah, I should have made note in that, but I know he's in it. Something CM, Assistant CM, something to that extent.
Okay, so we wanted to move on. Sorry, I got into that.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. Let's see. Squirrel. I lost my place in the notes.
Right after plan on this being no more.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Yes, next up, we're going to touch on the leaked information that was posted originally on MMO Champion, and then it made its way out to the reaches of the internet from the internal alpha for Heroes. This was posted on many blogs, a lot of videos. There were people actually playing the client. One of the CMs from the Heroes team reached out to me and asked that I convey unto you, our listeners, that there is only one way to get a beta invitation to Heroes, and that is through the official sign-up on Battle.net. For all of Blizzard's games, there is always an onslaught of fake beta keys for sale for games that aren't even a beta yet, i.e., Here's the Storm. You cannot get a beta key by any other means other than signing up on battle.net. Also, in terms of the information that was leaked, Blizzard is actively removing these things. If you have it on your Twitch stream, if you have it on YouTube, they are bringing it down because this is an internal alpha, and a lot of that information is A, not relevant because it's things that have changed already, and B, just wrong. It's things that, you know, are not going to end up in the game, and they do not want those things to be out there. So know that if you have been playing this alpha, if you have been talking about it, if you've been blogging about it, anything along those lines, have it on your Twitch stream or your YouTube channel, Blizzard is actively taking these things down. So pay heed to that. You should not be rebroadcasting any of these things, and you cannot get an invite unless you sign up through battle.net. And, as always, follow safe practices like don't click on links. If somebody sends you an email with a link to anything, don't click on it. Especially if it's a beta key, don't click on it, ever. But
especially if I send it to you.
That's really the only... Yes, which just happened like 10 minutes before the show. Right. Yes, if you ever... And this goes for all of Blizzard's games, WoW, expansions, Diablo, all of that. If you ever get an email, even if it looks like it's from Blizzard, don't click on the email, don't click on the link, sign into battle.net, and it will tell you right there, beta invite. It's right there. It couldn't be easier. So pay attention to that. Like I said, one of the CMs reached out to me and wanted me to let everybody know that is the way Blizzard is handling this. That leaked information should never have gone out. Don't rebroadcast it. They're actively pulling all of that down. And you cannot purchase a beta key or get a beta key from any other means but through battle.net. So that is our service announcement for the show. With that, before we move into Heroes 101, Finn, Kaylee, anything else?
No,
I disagree. That's really great advice. Gotta be patient, guys. I know it sucks, but getting a keylogger sucks a lot worse. So
yes,
don't click stuff.
And with every gameplay that they stream, I want to play it so much more. Every gameplay that they stream, it's like, I want this game, please, Blizzard, take my money. Yes. So
that's what everybody was. And what's funny is in the stream that when they had the Q&A, the beginning of it, everybody was like, beta now, give me a key, I want a key. And then when they had the echo, it was like, hey, there's echo. It stopped the beta request like completely. It was great. I think they almost they meant to do it. Just it stopped the beta request.
Yeah, it was a ploy.
So anyway, go ahead. You can move on.
It was a clever ploy. Yes, now let's move on to Heroes 101. Going to drop the bumper in here. This week we're going to be going in depth again on two subjects in Heroes 101. First will be the support type for heroes, following up on last time where we discussed the warrior type and the assassin previous to that. And then finishing with the concept of initiate and initiator, which is very common terminology in the MOBA genre.
Yes. The hero site defines support class type as such. Support heroes like Malfurion can swing the tide of battle, assisting with healing, buffs, or other abilities to manipulate the battle in favor of allies.
Those coming from World of Warcraft and other MMOs will immediately associate the support type with a healer, such as a paladin, druid, priest, or cleric. This is a good comparison, but the support role does go further in the brawler genre than just healing.
Well, you know, when I think of support, it's one of those roles that people really tend to hate. It seems like, in League of Legends, they kind of get forced into taking it. It's like, if you didn't call quick enough, it's like, oh, and now I'm the support.
But why do they hate it?
Well, because it's a challenge, you know, and I personally, I look at it as a fun challenge. You are the potential to be the game changer, right? You can heal somebody. You can stun other people to help get a kill. You can grant attack power, attack speed, movement speed. You can build tanky and be that person who jumps in and initiates, leading into future topics. But, yeah, I mean, I really think support is a really cool role. And actually, one of our live listeners tonight, Solderless, is one of my amazing support buddies that rocks at that role.
Yes. And I've been playing support a lot recently, too. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I mean, the thing about support, I think, in League, the issue with people not wanting to do support comes from some of the mindset of people in League. And one of the things that you've said in the past, Rill, and was it from Nevik or whoever, that, it's basically 1 versus 9. And if you're in support, it's not. You are not 1. You can't go for kills yourself. And as much as on Sona I was stealing kills from everybody by accident, I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was just trying to help. So, I'm not going and saying I'm going to try to get kills, because that's not what gets me, to do better. That's not my point. The point of me is to be healing, or to be initiating, or to whatever it is that you're supposed to be helping with. It's not to kill the champions necessarily. If it arises that you can, obviously it's not necessarily a horrible thing to do, but the whole point is to get kills for the ADC, or to get kills for the other people you're helping with. And so in some ways I think it goes against the mindset of a lot of the players in League, and one of the things we've talked about before, which is it's all for me. And so, if you're trying to get your hexakill and the support, as a support, you're not going to be getting a hexakill usually. Well, unless you're Sona, but Sona's OP. But
Sona OP.
Sona OP.
So
but so I think that's really where the problem is, and why a lot of people go, "Oh, I don't want to be support," because they can't feel like they can shine. They can, and they're wrong. But in that mindset of kills on champions is what KDA is king, then being support is not helpful unless your A is going to be 30. That's where you're going to see it. Your A is huge. Yeah. Your K is going to be bad, and a lot of times your D is bad, right? Because you'd rather better.
Did you just call my A huge?
Your A huge and your D is bad. But the like a lot of time, you're supposed to get in front of your ADC if like a shot's coming and it's something you can actually block and things like that. So most of the time you're supposed to give your life for keep the ADC alive. So that's one of those things.
Right.
That's true.
But like
and just a refresher, guys, ADC is attack damage carry.
Attack damage carry, exactly.
Glass cannon.
Right. We will be talking about that again in another Heroes 101 coming up soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
A big part of the reason why, especially in League, that people hate playing support is because you have to specifically not kill people. Your job is not to get kills. Sort of. And you can get royally reamed out for kill stealing. Well,
I did.
That will not exist in Heroes, because you get... What are you laughing at?
Because I steal kills from Kaylee all the time.
You do? Okay, yes.
Right. I don't do it on purpose.
I thought I said something wrong.
We're just in the middle of a big fight, and I just kill things. She goes, "You killed it." I'm like, "I'm sorry, hit the Q and it died." It doesn't have anything to do with it.
And that's the problem. That's the problem, is that people hate playing the support role because they're held back, and that's crap. You shouldn't be held back. I hate when I'm helping out the jungler, taking out the either the first red or the blue buff, and they're freaking out, pinging like crazy so that I don't get the last hit on the freaking guy. I hate that crap. So, being a healer, being support, you don't want to feel like you're being held back. Plus, you're not generating the gold. You're not, getting the gear as fast, and you're not a lot of times getting leveled as fast because you have to hold yourself back, and you shouldn't have to play that way. So the support type in Heroes is going to be so much more satisfying to play because you're going to be able to go balls to the wall and do everything that you possibly can, because it doesn't matter, because every single thing you do
is good,
levels your entire team. Everything. But everything is good, no matter what you're doing. If you're, point objectives on the map, everything is good. But you also have not just heals and not just buffs. You have other things like Uther's ultimate, which is his invulnerability that he can throw out. You have things, even so, in this gameplay that we saw from Dragonshire, Diablo is not a support class, but something you saw that was kind of pseudo support was him actually pulling or throwing. I guess he actually
throws him over
throwing the opponents, into the turrets. These mechanics are built in that there are other things you can do just in straight, whacking a sword at somebody or casting a spell. So these support classes have other things that they can do: speed boosts, and the buffs, the heals, the shields. Abathur is a great example. I actually don't know where they're going to fit him in. He's probably going to fit into the support type, but Abathur is very unique in that Abathur himself, you can't do a thing, basically. You have to hide in the weeds somewhere and hope somebody doesn't find you, but you're going to jump to your teammates and all of a sudden give extra attacks, extra defenses to your teammates, and you're going to hop from teammate to teammate. And that has got to be one of the cool support type things ever imaginable. I'm actually really looking forward to building an Uther as a pure healer, like 100% unadulterated paladin healer. And I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to grab, Zerator, Nova, and say, you and me, that's it. The two of us together the whole time. I'm your healer. I'm your pocket healer. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Countess Kerrigan.
Yes.
So we've got Judgment Uther and Countess Kerrigan going at it. Okay, I like it.
Yes.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Is Nevik really complaining again about...
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Reaper Souls.
Nevik, we hurt you. Hurt you so much.
Yes. Actually, Nevik, did you happen to see... Who sent this to you, Char? This link?
It was on... With the forums?
Yeah, no, the one for Diablo.
Oh.
I'd like to give credit to that person.
It was on...
husband, geeky
Twitter.
Husband.
Yes.
Husband.
That geeky husband?
Yes.
Yes.
It was
the geeky,
at the geeky husband.
At the geeky husband, yes. Send Char a link. If you do the pre-order for Reaper of Souls, the loot has been revealed, and one of them is skins for Heroes of the Storm. Booyah!
Woo!
It has begun. It has begun.
The game is real, guys. It's real.
Yes. So, unlocking the pre-order for Diablo Reaper of Souls will give you, Vala the Demon Hunter and Here's the Storm. Wait, hold on. Unlock Vala the Demon Hunter. Oh, it's not a skin.
It's a hero.
Oh, you're actually getting the hero. Oh. There you go. So you get Vala.
So I guess that also tells you the thing we were wondering. It confirms you have to buy heroes.
Right.
There we go. We just confirmed you have to buy heroes.
That pretty much.
It's not Dota 2.
Yeah.
You don't get them all for free.
Right. Let's see. We've got Wings of Valor. Summon the Radiant Wings of Archangel of Valor for your characters in Diablo 3. Epic. And Vala the Demon Hunter. Unlock Vala the Demon Hunter in Here's the Storm, our upcoming free-to-play online team brawler featuring iconic Blizzard characters, fast-paced combat, and epic battlegrounds. So, two things. You get Vala for free, and we just confirmed you will be buying heroes.
Heroes for dollars confirmed.
Yes, Heroes of the Stream.
Yes.
Heroes for dollars confirmed. Yes. Well
go
stated
pre-order
here, Heroes of the Stream.
You heard it first here.
Yes. Yes, before Shatter Soulstone episode 58, because Nevik has still not edited it and put it out. So sorry, buddy. Scooped.
Do it. Scoop.
Sucker.
Bam.
Yes.
Bam.
Yes. So that is very cool. One, that they're doing the tie-ins already. That's
What's
great.
not cool is that my wallet is going to be very unhappy because I'm going to have to buy.
My wallet is going to be very unhappy as well.
Blizzard always makes my wallet unhappy.
Yes, I was planning on pre-ordering Titanfall and realized I really can't pre-order Titanfall anymore. I have to wait. I have to wait because I already pre-ordered Reaper Souls and I have heroes to save up for. So I'm actually curious what Warlords of Draenor will get us. You guys want to future speculate? What do you think?
I think we're gonna get some kind of orc dude.
They announced the in-game pet and mount, right?
Is what's his name? The orc dude.
I think so.
That is why am I completely drawing a blank? The old war chief, not the old war chief. He's right here. The new old war chief that
Thrall?
is not the old. No, Thrall is the old one. Old. I'm
Garrosh?
going blank.
You mean
Garrosh? He should be
Garrosh?
a hero, and then he'll give us Garrosh. You don't know one want to play him? I think he'd be cool.
I really hate Garrosh.
I don't like him either, but I would like. I think he would.
Like he's the one guy like you have to hate.
He's an evil dude. Yeah.
No,
like even though, I mean,
Diablo
when your
too.
own faction is killing you, like.
Yeah, well, I'm not. It's not my faction.
The pre-order champ from WoW. It's got to be a giant like warlock or a giant Murloc king that just makes Murloc noises constantly.
Well, maybe
like,
that one will be an actual
Seriously.
skin. Maybe that'll be the Lurkablo or Merkablo skin.
No. I want a Murloc.
What was the dude in the middle of Shatrath? The light,
Naru?
the Adal?
Naru?
Adal?
Wait,
Adal?
maybe?
What
I
was
don't know. Sparkly dude.
Adal. Yeah, whatever. He's one of those.
Because Hand of Adal, that was the title for...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Adal.
I think it is.
That,
Yes.
I mean, that would be an interesting champion.
Gramash.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting hero.
I think...
He'd be kind of boring from an artwork standpoint, though, right? Because, I mean, he's just kind of
just
like
a spinny
blob of
crystalline
crystals.
figure.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're revisiting this in Warlords. They've already talked about it. The race, the ones that look like the freaky dudes from Dark Crystal. The race in Shadow Moon.
Arakoa.
Arakoa. That would be so badass if they had an Arakoa hero.
That's true.
That would
be
awesome.
pretty cool.
And for pop culture reference, we could have a Dark Crystal skin. I mean, they couldn't because it's Jim Henson Studios, but that would be awesome.
I do have to say we need to have a Millhouse Manastorm hero.
Oh, yes.
Just
Yes.
And then one of the skins needs to be Teemo.
His ultimate would just be
they probably
blinking
won't do
away.
that. Yes, exactly. They need a Teemo skin.
His ultimate would just be
Teemo
blinking
skin.
back to his base.
Yes,
His
probably.
ultimate
He'll
would
be
have
like
to be just blink back to
they're
his
running
base.
away.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Or no. His
Or
ultimate would be to become Jiraxis.
That'd be interesting.
Although he like dies and Jiraxis shows up.
Apparently,
That would
we're
be cool.
really amusing the chat audience
Sorry.
tonight. Do you see this?
Are they that's the funniest
Used
10
by our
seconds
sound
ever? Because you have no idea what the hell you were talking about? Is that what it is?
He's like, the thing,
the things with the thorn, the birds, and they do, make that noise again. Go ahead, come on, I'll record it. Yes. Now I'm gonna pull that out of the audio.
I like the
and
speculation, though.
put it in my thing. Yeah, I don't know. Millhouse.
So we've got Warlords of Draenor coming up. So it's obviously going to be something Draenor related. And then what's the Protoss one called for StarCraft?
What's the Protoss one called for StarCraft?
Yeah,
the third
what
StarCraft?
they announced that. Yeah, Ghost something. Timo had.
Legacy of the Void.
Thank you, Legacy of the Void. So now we're going to have something.
It's just my Google skills.
Well, they
it's
don't
not
have
me.
Zeratul. No.
They've got
Well, your
stuff
search
already
foo
for
is strong
StarCraft.
tonight.
Yes, my Google foo is strong.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm really looking forward to how they're going to tie in because they've always done a really great job with these tie-ins.
I think
the little
I would
pets
be
and-
surprised if it's not more skins as opposed to heroes. I think that in this particular case,
do you think Reaper Souls would be the only hero?
yeah, I think maybe that's going to be because it's right at the beginning there. But I think the other ones are. I think it makes more sense
That's
to
a
do
good
the
point.
skins as opposed to keep giving you a hero. You know, the skins number one
That's a
cost
good
them
point.
less to kind of. They don't have to balance skins. They don't have to add heroes and stuff like that. So it'd be easier for them to just kind of give you skins. If you look at what they give you normally for these things, like look at StarCraft, they just give you like an icon. For Diablo, they give you like the wings or something, but also which is just cosmetic, and they give you like a banner art thing, right? In WoW, they give you a pet and maybe a mount. So, I mean, there's stuff that generally is cosmetic and that kind of thing. So I think it makes more sense that it's a skin more often than to be the hero. So who knows? I don't know.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
But
And I guess technically
That'd be really
speaking,
cool.
we are exactly 1 month and 1 day from Reaper of Souls launch.
yes,
March 25th.
yes.
I guess
will not
depending on
be-
how you count a month, because February is
not-
only 28 days.
I will
but-
not be playing it on that day.
No,
because
I will not,
I will
because
be on a
Era
big boat.
38.
I will be on a big boat.
Or maybe it'll be Air 25 this time.
I'm actually excited that I will not be here at that time because I will be on a big boat. And so therefore I will probably fail and have lots of problems, and then I'll get back and it'll work great. So be all set.
It's always better to wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh, you know what? Here's the stream. That's a great idea. Perhaps mount purchases are cross game supported. So you buy a WoW mount and it translates D3 into a Heroes mount. I would like a mount in D3 too. I mean, awesome. I specifically have certain skills just for like movement. Quickly. You know, just movement bursts. Yeah.
That'd be awesome just to be able to run through areas and stuff. You don't want to have to bother with anything.
Yeah.
You just run. Yeah, just run.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be great.
Exactly.
Mounts in D3.
That'd be very nice.
Second expansion.
Well, hey.
Mounts.
The Crusader. The Crusader already has a mount.
Yeah, he has a mount. That's right.
He has.
But that's just kind of one of his abilities, though. Yeah, I know. That was fun.
Right, but it's a mount.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Anyway.
Oh gosh, that was fun.
Yeah. So support type. Yeah. I think we're done with support type.
You've got your heals, your buffs, and your other mechanics.
And your Millhouse Mana Storms.
Your Millhouse Mana Storms. Your shields. That's going to be your biggest thing. Your shields, your damage reductions. Hand of Sacrifice, they've already mentioned that one specifically. You can redirect damage onto yourself.
Yes.
And it is not going to be an unforgiving, unloved, hated class type in Heroes. It's actually going to be something that people love. Because people love healing in WoW. Healing is very fun in WoW, so people will love doing it in Heroes because it will be rewarding and you're not going to be screamed at for "You stole my kill."
Yeah, stole my kill.
Do you think
Dorian's shield
and quit?
Let me ask the question that all the female listeners are thinking, if we even have any female listeners. Do you think that, like in WoW, that girl gamers are going to be relegated to the support role because of healing?
No,
like they are in.
Why? We have
WoW.
Our healers that we have in our raid my normal raid are not women. Our woman is mage. She kills stuff with fire.
Really?
Yes. Her husband is our healer.
Interesting.
One of our main tanks was a woman.
Yeah.
And probably our worst healer was a woman. And we actually made her switch to Retribution. Yes. And I was a Holy Paladin. I was a damn good Holy Paladin, thank you very much. So, I was very proud of how good I was at Holy Healing. Holy Healing through mud.
Holy Healing, Batman. Speaking of healing...
Second and a half
Holy
cast
Healing,
times.
Batman.
Speaking of healing, we should talk about initiation, which has nothing to do with healing.
Yes.
But...
Not in any way. Not in any way, shape, or form does it have anything
Speaking
to do with
of bad segues, let's talk about initiation. And I fixed all of your misspellings, if you noticed. You had they were all misspelled, everything.
What?
Define was misspelled, initiate was misspelled, initiator was misspelled.
Grammar Nazi.
Nah, misspelled. It's just big red lines under there.
I was listening to a podcast, doing paperwork, and typing the show notes all at the same time.
Awesome.
So I blame Nevik.
You're listening to TNB.
Excuses.
No, that was last week.
So
initiation, right?
Yes.
Go. So initiation. The idea of initiation is when you start a team fight, basically, or any type of fight, really. It doesn't have to be team. Because a lot of times they call initiation when you just kind of go on one guy. But that's to basically start the attack between champions. And there are different, in League of Legends, there are a bunch of champions that have specific initiation spells. Different things that get them in or pull somebody to them, depending upon what it is. So that's basically the idea of to initiate. So say you both are sitting there looking at each other, or the teams are running back and forth, not really doing anything, kind of poking at each other. And that's probably another one we should do, poke. That doesn't take that much time. So you're shooting little bits at each other, not really doing much damage. Then all of a sudden one team decides, we're going to go in, we're going to start the fight. And in order to do that, what you need is initiation. So you need someone who has some kind of power to get the thing started and to really go on a particular champion on the other team. And So one of those is like a hook, is one where you can pull that one into where you guys are, and then all your guys collapse on top of them. Another one is a jump in, where you jump into the middle of everybody and can do a stun, or that's a different one. So jump in, which just gets you into the middle of them, and you can start just doing a lot of damage, and then everybody kind of comes in too. Another one is a stun, where you can stun either one or multiple of the enemies, and then that starts the fight, because then everybody jumps in at that point and starts fighting. So there's a bunch of different initiations, but that's basically the idea. And then the person who is the one that does it is called the initiator, pretty much. And so that's my take on it. If I got anything wrong, Kaylee, you can correct me.
No, absolutely.
It sounded good, and a good example, and I'm assuming, but when I saw Patches, I immediately thought Thresh from League of Legends. I think he's going to be similar, like throwing a meat hook, dragging people towards him or whatever. Or Stitches. Why do I say Patches?
I don't know.
It is 11:23.
Patchwork.
Yeah, you're thinking of Patchwork. Yeah.
But yeah.
Love that
Stitches.
fight. Oh, great fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Except for Frogger at the end, but...
Yeah.
I always did very well at Frogger.
I always had a raid full of people who didn't do very well with Frogger. But, yeah, tangent. Anyways, yeah, I think that would be a really good example of that one. I'm trying to think who would be really super tanky in Heroes.
Tyrael has a good initiation.
But anybody who had like a
dropping
stun,
the sword and
jumping in. Yeah, so you can throw the sword and then just fly to it and get started. And the stuns and everything like that.
Yep.
So
stuns, being tanky, pulling, those are all really, really great ways. And I'm sure that there's going to be lots of champs that can do lots of variations of that depending on how you spec into them also. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll definitely be some ones. I'd imagine some of the like sniper classes, Nova, even Vala will probably have something in that regard. That can initiate a fight, long-range stun, something along those lines, lock somebody in place. It's kind of funny, like when you watch any of the gameplays, you kind of see everybody, especially before the PRMs come out, they're kind of doing a dance. You know, who's going to go first? You know, who's going to be the first to initiate the fight? And then as soon as it is initiated, then it's on.
Chaos.
Like it is on at that point.
Piles in.
Yeah. I was just watching I don't know if you guys watched this, the NCAA league tournament where it was
University of Washington.
Who was it? This was QB versus Blue
Caster Minions. That was the final one.
Minions,
that was the final.
That was the final, yes.
Yeah.
And you saw the jungle fight where the entire team. There's a 5v5 in the jungle at level 1 before the minions even spawned.
Yeah, everybody just...
That was like the perfect example of initiation where somebody just initiated that team fight and then it was on and the one side just ended up taking out 3 of the other team, had a huge gold boost from the very beginning. And you know, that right there is a perfect example. Somebody just laid down the stun, everybody else rushed in, stuns flying, you know, and they happen to have, the one team happened to have better level 1 initiation than the other team. They had, you know, skills available to their champs that the other team did not. Gave them the win.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it can make a big difference. I mean, you can tell, like if you watch the LCS, there's, you know, if team does not have an initiation, you can really see they're really tentative. They tend to get initiated on as opposed to initiate. Now, that doesn't always mean that they're going to lose the fights. Just because you're not the one that initiated doesn't mean that you're going to lose. It just means that that's the one that starts it. And generally, they have an advantage. But now, if you happen to have a lot more health than them, or you have some additional things where you didn't initiate, but once they're in, you can take over, well, then it's even more where the other team has to be careful, and so it's still in your advantage even if they start it. So it really isn't like that you have to initiate, it just generally gives you an advantage because you're getting that first hit or that first stun or whatever it is, or you're pulling somebody out of the group, which means you can hopefully get them down quick, right? And then they're dead, and now it's 5 versus 4 as opposed to 5 versus 5 or whatever it was. So I mean that's the key.
That's an important point. In team fighting, we'll definitely have to go into it more in depth, but focusing the right target, always an important part of team fighting.
Yes.
Well, it helps when you actually can talk to each other.
Damage around.
That's the problem with
don't spread
solo
damage
queue.
around.
Like, what?
Well, I mean, you can have
about?
a fantastic initiate where everybody's just spot on and ready to go, but then everyone focuses a different target and it all goes to
you're screwed.
Crap.
Yep.
All goes to poo.
All goes to down
to
there.
Winnie the Pooh.
Down
Yes.
the toilet-o.
And I think with that, we're basically at the end, unless anybody has anything else.
Nope.
No. All
Diablo
right.
has something to say though.
On to Diablo.
Okay. Okay. He's done.
Get over here!
Yeah. Get over here. That's what Stitches has to say. We need a Mortal
more
Kombat
Stitches,
Stitches
yeah,
skin. Get over here.
Oh my god,
yeah.
yes.
I'm sure. What is it,
You have
Bandai
to-
or Konami?
Yeah, I don't know. Konami
Whoever owns
would have a
Mortal
problem
Kombat
with
Next
will
that.
Q&A.
love that.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
Next Q&A, we're spamming that.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the wrap up. You can follow the show. Let me start that over. You can follow the show on Twitter at HotsCast. I am Rillandoon. Kaylee is Nerdy Char, and Fimless is, of course, Fimless. Head to the show's homepage at HotsCast for links to our Facebook, Google+, YouTube pages, show notes, videos, and articles written by ourselves as well as guest bloggers. You can email the show at hotscast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think, ask questions, even submit your own guest blog posts for the blog. HotsCast is a production of the Twisted Nether Network, whose main show is the Twisted Nether Blogcast, the World of Warcraft podcast where you can hear Fimless and the lovely Hydra interviewing amazing bloggers, podcasters, and YouTubers that make the WoW community so great. That can be found at twistednether.net. You can listen to my All Things Geek with a Gaming Emphasis show, Heroically Random, co-hosted by Nevik of the Shattered Soulstone podcast and currently our chat room. That can be found at heroicallyrandom.com. Please watch Kaylee's Twitter feed very closely as she is about to launch a new show epically named Charred Hearts, where she will be the Dr. Drew of geeks finding love by digital means, with her co-host at Geek of Random. Next week will be our game streaming night, so feel free to either watch us play League of Legends at the moment, live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HotsCast, or join in, email us with your league names, and we'll get you into the games with us so you can participate in the HotsCast community. Last week we had Adam from the HotsCast and Loader of so many awesome internet things join
Adam
us.
of the Nexus podcast.
We had a fantastic time. Didn't I say the Nexus podcast?
No, you said HotsCast.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's
you
very late. Adam of the Nexus podcast and Loader, they joined us. Yes, thank you. You can find this show, Twisted Nether Blogcast, Heroically Random, and soon Charred Hearts, epically named, on iTunes, Stitcher, and pretty much any podcasting streaming app that uses RSS, because RSS still works, people. RSS
Rocks.
for the win. Want to help us out? Leave us a review on iTunes, and we will read your name out on the show. Everybody loves to hear their name. That helps others find the show easier and makes the community grow and become that much better. So, until next time, folks, good night and good gaming.
Jump, jump, jump.
Hi, everyone.
Woo.
Everybody jump.